loves. I'm sending you all lots of love, positive vibes, as I tell you about all the weird and wonderful stuff the planets have highlighted for us the last couple of weeks. This is my new moon content, so we'll head into a guided meditation after all the astrology content. You are welcome to get a notepad and pen for any notes you might like to make. So, Venus stationed just hours after the full moon in Aries, and as she began her forward motion again, we have all planets moving forwards until May the 4th. So it's been a beautiful time to be setting clear intentions about where you want to be heading. Relationship, job, home, lifestyle, feeling how it would be to have all the things you want. Love and communication may have started to feel clearer. Finances may have begun to feel more in flow. Mercury moved into Aries on Wednesday the 16th, bringing passionate ideas and encouraging us to boldly speak our truth with confidence. And then Thursday the 17th brought a conjunction with Neptune, igniting inspired thinking infused with imagination and intuition. We might have experienced visionary breakthroughs on this day. And then on Friday the 18th, Mars moved from Cancer into Leo. It's going to be Mars is going to be in this sign until June the 17th. So we've been working with this energy of Mars in Cancer, which is not a sign Mars likes to occupy, since September the 4th. Mars moved forward into Leo on November the 3rd, then went retrograde December the 6th, moving back into Cancer on January the 6th. So Mars has been in this place of emotional sidestepping, passive aggression, shutting down completely. If plans have fallen apart, this could explain why. Now, because Mars did this journey a while back, as we move through until May the 3rd, we may find ourselves revisiting some stories from November and December for a rewrite. And any projects that have felt on hold since the beginning of December might have become recalibrated for another burst, investing more time and energy into what we are truly passionate about. Hours after Mars entered Leo on Friday the 18th, Mars formed a trine with Neptune in Aries, inspiring us to align with higher values. Bold action taking in service to our dreams. What is worth fighting for, and who are we fighting against? Then on the Saturday, the Sun moved into Taurus, welcoming in a bit of rest after the intensity of Aries season. Grounding and blossoming is the theme of this sign. Where might you need more stability and patience in your life? Slowing down, integrating recent changes that have come in with the eclipse season and Aries season. There's a reminder that we are forever moving forwards, and this energy calls us to release ourselves from past cycles of old paradigms. There are some who are clinging onto the old ways for dear life, and they are being highlighted, brought to the surface to be examined. Then on the Sunday, the Sun in Taurus squared Mars in Leo. Taurus wants to chill and enjoy the ride. Leo wants to race ahead and conquer the world. So, understandably perhaps, there's some tension here. What we value is challenging our ego. So this was the theme of Sunday, last Sunday. Take a deep breath and connect with the core of you was the advice for this day and the days around it. There can be impatience and ego conflicts at play with this energy, so using it creatively, embracing challenges with courage instead of allowing impulsivity to dominate. That was the way through this energy. And then on the 23rd, the Sun in Taurus squared Pluto, challenging us to move past our old identities and limitations. New truths might have been revealed if we courageously faced our shadows and harnessed this energy for transformation and strength. And then we moved into the 24th and 25th. I'm recording this now on the 25th, so that was Thursday and Friday. Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces, with the Moon and Uranus in the mix too. Venus met with Saturn for the third and final time this year, thanks to the retrograde season. So, if you recall what happened for you on January the 18th and April the 7th, you might be able to link up the themes playing out here. Venus governs love, beauty, care, self-worth. Saturn brings structure, long-term lessons, and boundaries. He doesn't offer shortcuts. He brings truth and what is needed for growth. The universe has given us an opportunity to understand karmic patterns that are calling to be broken. This pattern might have showed up in personal relationships or professional ones. With the Moon and Uranus in the mix this time too, there was also a sense of emotion, of old memories, of needing to feel safe. Uranus may have moved things in suddenly, with clarity, urgency, and a sense of freedom. What have you accepted as love and true connection? And another retrograde trouble here, as Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius opposed each other on April the 26th for the third and final time. The previous dates were November the 3rd and January the 3rd. So this final opposition may have brought to light any tension we have around our personal and spiritual evolution, forcing us to confront any conflicts and power play, whether we like it or not. Those with planets in the early degrees of the fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, might have been feeling this energy building all week, a sense of needing to change in profound ways. This might show up in wanting to shift friendship groups, allowing the old to fall away as you welcome in the new soul groups waiting for you. Dictatorship is the shadow side of Aquarius, and Pluto is breaking this down. But these need to be brought to light in order to be erased. So that's what's been happening the last couple of weeks. And so now there's an opportunity for you to reflect on this. If you want to pause the video and journal on anything that might have landed for you in that. And now we're going to step into the next bit. So I'll talk to you about what's current for the new moon, and then we'll go into a guided meditation to help you get clearer on what you want to bring in. Now, my words may not land for you. If you find yourself going off in a different direction, then trust that. I've received some beautiful guidance when I've done my own thing in a guided meditation once I stopped trying to do what the facilitator was telling us to do. Just trust the flow. So, this new moon peaks at 8:31 UK time on Sunday, April the 27th, bringing us out of eclipse season. We've been through a portal of transformation and change, and now we're entering new territory. We should feel that energies are different than before and might notice new possibilities around us. What will nourish and support us in the long term? This is the theme of this new moon. Do we want to lay down roots or find a way to create stability for the future? Long-term plans. Taurus is about longevity, making the most of where we are. What we nurture will eventually blossom. Slowing down, getting organised, giving our attention to all that we desire rather than all that we don't. So there's this sense of focusing our attention on the outcome we're after rather than the problems we're navigating. Be mindful of how you talk about yourself, about events, and about others. What do you want to see, feel, and experience? Be gentle with yourself and speak kindly to yourself and others. Venus offers us support under this new moon with financial matters. We may realise there are some habits that are no longer sustainable. There's some volatility which could trigger instability around world financial markets, so we might be feeling this. However, if you've been meaning to get your finances in order, this new moon represents the perfect opportunity. Taurus is a grounded, steady energy that supports us to be responsible with finances and resources. We might also find ourselves questioning our spending habits and our relationship with material possessions. It can take conscious effort to step outside of the programming of we are only worthy if we have lots of stuff and make money. If there's a pull for you to explore this more, the new moon energy supports you. Now, in amongst all of that, there's a T-square with Mars and Pluto. This energy can be challenging, but maybe just what we need to create some momentum and make the shifts we've been wanting to make. We may notice a rise in tension that overflows and snaps back, forcing us to take action. So there may be a need for some swift action. However, it is pushing us in a positive direction, helping us to create nourishment in our inner and outer worlds. On the world stage, this energy is protests, anger, and sometimes violence. So coming back to nourishment will help us to stay in our power. We can turn towards self-nourishment or support the nourishment of others. Whatever unrest arises will hopefully lead the way for positive change to emerge. New beginnings are here. Slow steadiness. Forces under this new moon will help bring momentum and reduce stagnation. What seeds are we planting for our future? Bringing our awareness to what we want rather than what we do not. Okay, so let's taking some breaths to come into alignment. Deep breath in and out. As we feel into what's stirring at this with all of that. So, settling in and getting comfortable. Notice if you could give yourself the gift of being 10% more comfortable in this moment, what could you give yourself? And so, opening a connection with the earth, feeling your roots growing down through the soil beneath. And visualizing a golden sieve that runs through your entire energy field, from head to toe. allow this sieve to collect up any bits of energy that don't belong to you, and allow them to make their way softly into the earth. You might like to run this sieve a couple more times through your body, perhaps allowing for smaller blobs of energy to be collected up. And now, noticing if there's any last not you energy remaining, to invite it in to make its way slowly down through your head, through your body, through your legs, and out into the floor below. Noticing where your roots want to grow. Do they run outwards across the mycelium network? Do they run down through the cracks, around the rocks, through the mulch to find cool and calm? Or perhaps they create a deeper taproot down towards the core of the earth. Taking a moment here, wherever your roots like to spread, to breathe in some of the life force from this rooted place. And connecting to the above. Visualizing a slender cord of golden light running down from your soul star chakra, about 18 inches above your head. Allowing this cord to come through your crown and run down through your third eye, through your throat, and down into your body below. Allowing the energies of the above and below to mingle and merge within your body. And connecting now to the very core of you, the very essence of who you are. Perhaps this resides in your heart space, perhaps in your pelvic bowl, or somewhere else. And allowing the above and below energies to combine with the very core of you, spreading outwards to fill your torso, to fill your auric field, to notice how far outwards this divinely supported essence of you feels ready to spread. And now, imagining a pathway to the future opening up before you. As you begin to place a foot on the path ahead, notice what this path is made of. How wide or narrow it might be. And as you make your way along this path, notice what might be nestled or growing alongside this path, your path to your possible future. And take a moment to notice how far ahead this pathway is taking you. Perhaps it is weeks, perhaps it is months, perhaps it is years. And at some point along this path, you notice yourself coming to a door. Perhaps this door is big and solid, perhaps it is small and light, or something else. Pausing to take in the door, knowing that on the other side of this doorway is a message the future wishes you to know. And when you've taken in all that you need to on this side of the door, I invite you to open the door and step through. Breathe. Notice how this air feels as it fills your lungs. Notice what scents might be on the air. Notice what you can hear, what you can feel, what you can taste. And taking a moment now to notice where you are. Who are you with? What time of day or night is it? What food or drink do you reach for? How are you spending your days? Who do you have around you? Someone comes to greet you. They know who you are and want to congratulate you on the work you are doing in the world. What do they have to say? And now, take a moment to notice the changes you have welcomed into your life to get to where you are now, in this future version of you. Take a walk around. You step through an archway that takes you into your living space. What do you see around you? You take a pause to notice how you are impacting the world you live in. Who are you supporting with your work in the world? What support do you need from others in order to do what you do? What gifts do you give yourself in order to become the best version of you at this time? What healthy, rewarding routines support you here? What have you allowed to fall away? And taking one last look before you make your way back through the doorway that brought you here. What final message does your future self want you to know before you depart? And sending gratitude to your future self for showing you all that you were shown. You make your way back through the door, closing it behind you. Making your way back along the path. And now, inviting your crown to close back down. And drawing your roots back to their normal resting place within. I invite you now to slowly and gently come back to the now, bringing your memories of this experience with you. Wiggling your toes, your fingers, settling back into today as the invitation now is to reflect, make some notes if you wish, and integrate your learnings. And then, when you are ready, perhaps you might like to write down or speak out loud what it is that you are inviting in. What is it that you are hoping to manifest as a result of this guided meditation? Thank you.